Yo, what up, world? 502 King Paul coming to y'all with another video, man. So, it's kind of an impromptu video. I didn't really have anything planned, man, but I wanted to speak on this subject about the recent shootings going on inside my city. It made national news the other day. If y'all not aware, live in Louisville, Kentucky. It made national news the other day that there was a mass shooting at a bank downtown. So, downtown's actually like a couple of blocks down from where I work at. I'm at home most of the time, but we do have people that go inside the office, and there was very limited information when it happened. However, I believe there were 5 people who were killed. A lot of other people shot. 2 police officers shot. Apparently, as information came out a little bit later on during the day, there was a man who he was a former employee at the bank, went inside the bank and just started shooting people, man. Very sad, unfortunate situation. A lot of lives lost, a lot of lives affected by those losses, and just his careless, evil nature. I don't know what prompted him to go and do this. I'm not sure, but I just asked the guy to keep his arms around all those families that were affected by that shooting, man. But I want to speak on something else that happened as well. So I'm actually recording this. This is Sunday. So just Saturday at a park here in Louisville, Chickasaw Park, which is in the West End, mostly black area of town. There was another shooting, and 2 people were killed at that shooting at the park. Hundreds of people out there. Chickasaw Park, I've actually done videos there before while I was there. It's a place that I have frequented to just kind of get away, go and chill out, man. But when you go through Chickasaw Park, which is it's all the way down at the deepest part of the West End that you can go to, when you go to this park, man, it's basically a place where just people go to hang out, drink, smoke. They do have like a playground area for children and whatnot too. So there are some children out there time to time, but it's mostly adults. It's an adult hangout spot. It might be a lot of adult boys up there. It might just be a lot of street dudes up there. It's just, it's people go up there to, show their cars off. Guys going up there to holler at the girls. Girls going up there to be seen. It's just, it's one of them kind of locations, man. But I was actually there about a couple of weeks ago, and I'm talking on the phone, and I say, well, it's getting dark. I'm about to head up out of here. Because I had been out there, and I wasn't there too long, but as soon as it started getting a little bit dark, I said, all right, it's time for me to go. It's probably about, it's getting towards the summer now, so, sun stays up later. It was probably about 8 o'clock when I said, okay, I'm head on out of here. But I just make it a habit to not go to that park when it's dark, man. I don't want to be, I'm already real sketchy about big crowds of people and stuff like that. I don't like having to keep on turning and watching over my shoulder every second. So, when it gets rowdy too. As it starts to get darker, it gets rowdy. So I said, man, I'm going to get on out of here. I'm going to get out of here and head on back home. And last night, and I was just curious, but last night I went and looked at what time the shooting took place. It says the police was called at 9 o'clock. That means it was dark outside. It was dark outside during that time when this happened. And they said, I think it was maybe 6 people in total was shot, but 2 of them died. And I go and look up the news article, man. And the news article is also speaking on this as if it's a mass shooting, which I'm going to be honest. This kind of stuff happens in the hood all the time. In Louisville, you'll hear about a shooting all the time. It's never given that moniker of this is a mass shooting. And by definition, it is a mass shooting. I think it only has to be like 3 or 4 people to get shot in the same shooting incident for it to be considered a mass shooting. But it never gets that label. It never gets that label when it happens in the West End. It never gets that label when it happens in a mostly black area. I'm going to be honest with you. It happens all the time. But I think just because this bank shooting just happened and then this shooting at the park happens like kind of within the same week or, within a week from each other, it is being labeled as another mass shooting in Louisville. But I just wanted to say a couple of things in this video, man, because I just wanted to get this off my chest, off my heart. Just some thoughts flowing through my head, man. Is that I find it odd, for one, like I said, RIP to those people who lost their life in the bank shooting. But I find it so odd that when things happen in the black community, they don't call it a mass shooting. They just don't. They don't call it that, and it's very strange that. Hold on, big man, I'm doing a video, okay? I find it very strange that when these incidents happen, as far as shootings in the hood, it doesn't make the local news like that. I mean, excuse me, it doesn't make the national news like that. But when something happens at a bank, and this is an area where they think it should not have happened at, and it affects people of other races, other cultures, that it picks up this national headline. And for the first time, I'm seeing this Louisville shooting inside of a hood area being put up in national news as well. It's because they're trying to make a connection and make it seem like there's just this super crazy thing with guns going on inside the city. Now, me, myself, I do carry. I don't really speak on this often inside of my videos, but I want to speak on it in this video. I carry. I think that it is my right. I know it is my American right to own a firearm. There's a lot of places where you cannot own a firearm. In Kentucky, especially, you can open carry, you can conceal carry. You do not need a permit to have a firearm. It's as simple as you walking into a gun store and you give them your information. They run your background check. It only takes a few minutes and you can get your gun right then and there. You can open carry any kind of gun that you want to. You can go to a gun store inside of Kentucky and buy an assault rifle if you want to. You can go and get you a shotgun. You can go and get you all kind of Glocks and SIGs and anything that you want to, simply by filling out your background check. But I do believe that it is American right for you to have your gun. You should be able to have a gun to protect yourself. And I make sure that when I go out into these areas, man, when I go out anywhere, especially if I go to like Walmart, the mall, any kind of surroundings where it's going to be a lot of people, I always make sure that I have my firearm, because I want to make sure that I make it home at the end of the day, that my children are protected, that my family's protected. I want to make sure that I am here for them. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, I just had a conversation with my barber the other day. He's asking me, well, what kind of gun do you suggest I get? I was like, man, just get you something that you can conceal on you comfortably. I have very particular habits when I go out into the public, man. When I go out in public, I say, okay, most people just think about the door when you first walk into the store. And I teach every one of my loved ones that you don't just pay attention to that first door. You pay attention to the other surroundings as well. You pay attention to where are the emergency exits. If a shooting breaks out inside of a store or a public place, you want to know multiple ways to exit that building. You want to find, everybody's going to run for the front door, more than likely. Like, say, for example, you're going into Walmart, Target, whatever store it is, Kroger, and you came in through the front door. If a shooting takes place, you have to think 99% of the people in that building are going to run out the same door that they walked into the store through. That's the wrong thing to do. Now, what if there are two shooters? And what if you have some people that just want to cause chaos? They want to bring hell. Then they would send one shooter in, and then what's to stop when the other people running out, another shooter just picking them off one by one? You always want to look for emergency exits. I hate that I have to have this kind of talk or thought process, but you have to protect yourself, man. You got to protect yourself. You got to think smart. You got to move very militant inside this world, because we have some very sick people in this world, man, who have zero regard for human life. But it's sad to say, especially, being inside of hood areas, growing up inside of hood areas, and, just where people, and I try not to make videos based around race, but it just is what it is. We got to speak on it, is that people have a much lower regard for life. For life, man. They kill over nothing, because a lot of people have nothing. If you're in the hood and you're in poverty, man, a lot of them don't have anything. So they're willing to kill over nothing, man. Over nothing, over pride. Somebody stepping on your shoes. Somebody saying something to your girl, didn't even know it was your girl. Just very silly things, man. So you always got to be on point. Yeah, you can try to avoid areas, but things can happen anywhere. Things can happen anywhere, any place, anytime. You cannot afford to be out here and just be, head in the clouds. That's why I was just talking to a couple of brothers at the gym the other day, and, we was talking about my videos. They watch my videos online, and I told them, man, I got to be on point. I told them it's been, a year and a half. I haven't smoked at all. And I don't want to go out in the public like that. I don't want to go out into public drunk. I don't want to go out into public high. I don't want to be just caught up in my thoughts, daydreaming while I'm out in public, because that quick, just not paying attention, can cost you your life, man. It can cost you your life. And as far as these shootings in the West End, man, I think it's, like I said, I think it's weird that, now it's being marketed as, that has this moniker of this is a mass shooting, when this has been going on my whole life. My whole life has been shootings in the hood, and they never call it a mass shooting, man. And I'm not downplaying anything. I'm not downplaying the situation at the park or the situation shooting at the bank. But I'm just saying that, this is, it's kind of like everyday life in the hood. It's everyday life in the hood, man, unfortunately. And, there are a lot of things and factors that go into that. This video is not to talk about that, but just to make people aware, kind of give you my insight as someone who lives right here in Louisville on what's going on in our city. It's the same thing that's been going on for forever, man. The same thing that's been going on for forever. We have all kind of shootings, all kind of killings every year. It's been going up and up and up. I remember when First 48 was real big, Louisville was on there like every episode. We turn into First 48 city, man. It's always a murder, always something going on here. And I just pray for my city. I send my prayers, condolences out to those who have lost loved ones. I hope that God just keeps you wrapped up in his arms right now and lifts you up, man. I'm going to keep this video short here, went a little bit longer than what I wanted it to, but I just want to put my thoughts out here. So 502 King Paul, I want to ask that y'all pray for these families, pray for the city, man, pray for your city, pray for this country and this world, because it needs it. The world's going crazy, but most of all, make sure that you are not only praying, most of all pray, but then also be aware. Be aware of your surroundings. Protect yourself to the best of your abilities. Everyday carry does not just mean a gun. You can have certain different things, even if you got to have you a little knife or different. You can use all kinds of different things, man. Having something you can use as a tourniquet if you was to get shot. Just all these little things that people tend not to think of, man. Just you got to be thinking proactive and not be reactive in a situation that ends up costing you your life. So I just want to put this video out here. 502 King Paul, I love y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Till next time, I'm out of here.